Hello and welcome to Movie Reviews 101, and today we're going to talk about Carry On, starring Taron Egerton, Sophia Carson, Daniela Deadwyler and Jason Bateman. And the movie follows a TSA agent played by Taron Egerton who has been slacking in his life and decides to push for a better role in the security system, shall we say. And the problem is, today's the day when he gets a mysterious call from a traveller expecting him to get a package through customs and onto a plane. If he does not complete this task, they will kill his girlfriend. So we have a basic thriller where the idea is, what we like to see is a person is left to do things against their will to save loved ones. We've seen this done lots of times, and this movie delivers that in a new, modernised technology theorem. We get to see how he tries a few, like phone this, text that, few tricks here, but the traveller and his team have plans to stop him from calling for help. He ends up having to use his smarts because he is a lot smarter than the role he's doing, but just doesn't put himself out there, to try and get one step ahead of the person. And it's left with the question of conscience of what is the person trying to get on the plane and what would be the consequences, etc. He has to turn on people he trusts and also work with people he can trust, but just have to play the game to stay alive and keep everyone else around him alive. And things get more intense as things unfold. Now, I will always compare this to something like Red Eye, which is one of my favourite thrillers, with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams dealing with being held hostage on a plane to arrange something to happen. This kind of is the same theory, and it does everything you need it to. It is a real thriller that just keeps you guessing as what's going to happen next. Well, you know where we're probably going to go. We used the LAX location exceptionally well. Hasn't been used like this well for a thriller since probably Die Hard 2, but that might not have even been LAX. It may have been JFK. I always mix up those two airports because they're all the same to me in America and in general for airports. But in the end, we get something that really keeps us guessing. We have a great cast, and while we have all of the stuff happening within the airport, we have Daniela Deadwyler's agent role trying to track down what's going on after a strange death, shall we say, which is probably the biggest problem with this movie for me. If the traveller hadn't done the opening sequence, nothing else would have gone wrong for them. It's like they would have had better control of the situation. They wouldn't have had more officers investigating. It would have just been the TSA agent and they had to be in control. So for me, I give this a quality 4 out of 5. I love myself a good thriller in one location, and that is what's important, right? I think Taron Egerton does a lot better than you would think, even though this does feel like it probably was meant for Liam Neeson because of the director and the concept of what you would call a more of a sailor job being the key factor of what's going on. He's not meant to be a big action star. He's an everyday man who has to step up, which again brings us back to why Die Hard was so good in the first place. And let's not forget, this is also a Christmas movie set on Christmas Eve, and just showing how chaotic airports can be and how stupid people are trying to travel on Christmas Eve and expect perfection. Anyway, let me know what you think of the new Netflix movie. Carry On in the comments below, and until next time, we'll come back and talk about more movies. But for now, enjoy the ones you're watching. Thank you for joining me.